Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, Steve Harvey. Let me tell you something. Sometimes love doesn't come when you're chasing it, begging for it, or crying over it. It comes when you least expect it, when you've finally stopped searching and started living. That's the sign that love is coming to you, when you're no longer desperate for someone to complete you. That's when love shows up, because now you're whole. Love often comes when you least expect it. That statement might sound simple, but it carries a deep truth that most people only understand after going through pain, heartbreak, and disappointment. You see, when you spend your life chasing love, constantly searching for it in other people, you often end up pushing it further away. Love doesn't come from desperation. It comes from destiny. It doesn't show up when you're looking for it. It shows up when you're ready for it. And being ready doesn't mean being perfect. It means being at peace with yourself, knowing who you are, and understanding what you truly deserve. There's something powerful that happens when you stop running after love and start living your life. The moment you begin to focus on your purpose, your growth, your happiness, that's when the universe starts working in your favor. It's like life says, now you're ready, because love can't enter a life that's still healing from chaos, confusion, and insecurity. It comes when you've learned to stand strong alone, when you've cried all the tears you needed to cry, when you've forgiven the people who hurt you, and when you found peace in your solitude. That's the space where love finds you. Most people think love happens by luck, but it's not luck. It's timing. It's divine timing. You could meet the same person at the wrong time in your life and never recognize what they mean to you. But when your heart is healed, your mind is clear, and your soul is open, that same person could appear and everything clicks. That's why love doesn't come when you want it. It comes when you're ready to receive it. The right love won't compete with your wounds. It will complement your healing. When love is meant for you, it arrives quietly. It doesn't come with games, drama, or confusion. It comes with peace. It feels like exhaling after holding your breath for too long. You won't have to chase it, question it, or force it. It will feel natural, effortless, and honest. That's what surprises most people. Real love doesn't come with fireworks all the time. Sometimes it comes with silence, stillness, and a deep knowing in your heart that you've found something true. Think about it. How many times have you tried to make someone love you? How many times have you given too much, hoping they'd see your worth, and every time you were left empty? But the moment you stopped trying, the moment you decided to love yourself enough to let go, something shifted. That's when love starts to move toward you. It's not magic, it's alignment. When your energy changes, your experiences change. When you start treating yourself the way you want others to treat you, the right person will show up and treat you even better. So when you least expect it, when you're busy building your dreams, laughing again, living again, that's when love will find you. Because love doesn't chase chaos, it flows toward peace. It doesn't come to fill your emptiness. It comes to celebrate your wholeness. The universe prepares you before true love arrives, and most of the time, that preparation doesn't feel like preparation at all. It feels like heartbreak, loneliness, disappointment, and endless lessons that you didn't ask for. But that's exactly how the universe works. It breaks you open not to destroy you, but to make room for something greater. Every failed relationship, every unanswered call, every time someone walked away from you, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The universe was clearing the space for the person who will truly value you. When love is meant to enter your life, the universe begins to align everything around you. It removes people who drain your spirit and places you in situations that test your patience, strength, and faith. You start to see yourself differently. You begin to recognize what you deserve and what you no longer need to tolerate. That shift in perspective is the universe's way of molding you for something real. Because true love can't thrive in a heart that's still full of pain, fear, or confusion. The preparation is all about healing, letting go, and learning to receive love without fear of losing it. Sometimes preparation looks like isolation. You might find yourself alone for a while, wondering why nothing seems to work out. But during that solitude, something powerful happens. You meet yourself. You learn your boundaries, your worth, and your peace. You realize that you don't need to beg anyone to stay because your happiness no longer depends on someone else's presence. That's when the universe smiles because it knows you're finally ready for love that complements your peace instead of disturbing it. The people who come and go during this phase are all part of your growth. Some enter your life to teach you patience, some to teach you forgiveness, and some to teach you what real love isn't. Each person leaves behind a lesson that shapes your understanding of love. You start to notice that the universe never takes something from you without giving you something better in return. The problem is we often try to hold on to what's comfortable instead of trusting the process. But when you trust it, when you surrender to life's flow, you'll see that everything was leading you exactly where you needed to be. And when the right person finally arrives, you'll understand why it didn't work with anyone else. You'll realize that all the pain had purpose. The late nights you cried, the loneliness you felt, the heartbreak you endured, all of it softened your heart and strengthened your spirit. You had to go through the wrong love to appreciate the right one. You had to learn what love isn't before you could recognize what love truly is. That's how the universe prepares you. It teaches you through contrast. It breaks your patterns, tests your patience, and builds your strength. And when you've learned to love yourself, trust yourself, and heal yourself, the universe rewards you with the one who was always meant to find you. That's when you'll finally understand that the waiting, the lessons, and the pain were never in vain. They were the signs that love was on its way. You start feeling peace instead of loneliness, and that's one of the most beautiful signs that love is coming to you. There comes a time in life when the silence that once felt heavy suddenly feels comforting. You no longer wake up feeling empty or desperate for someone's attention. Instead, you feel calm, grounded, and at ease with where you are. That peace you feel is not just a random emotion. It's a shift within your soul. It's the universe's way of telling you that you're finally aligning with love. Because real love doesn't come when you're lonely, it comes when you're whole. When you begin to feel peace instead of loneliness, it means you've started to heal from the pain that once controlled you. You stop looking for someone to fill the spaces in your heart because you've learned to fill them yourself. You find joy in the little things, the morning sunlight, a quiet evening, a good song. You begin to realize that peace is not found in people, it's found in you. That change in energy attracts something different, something genuine. The person who's meant for you will be drawn to that calmness because peace recognizes peace. It's amazing how your life starts to change when you reach that stage. The same situations that once broke you no longer affect you the same way. You stop reacting out of pain and start responding with wisdom. You let go of the urge to control outcomes, to force connections, to beg for love that doesn't flow naturally. You stop chasing and start attracting. That's the power of peace. It shifts your vibration. It's like the universe is saying, you've learned what you needed to learn. Now it's time to receive what's meant for you. Many people mistake loneliness for love. They get into relationships to avoid feeling alone, but what they find is more emptiness. When you feel lonely, you'll accept anything that gives you attention, even if it's not love. But when you feel peaceful, you wait. You understand that love is not supposed to fill a void. It's supposed to complement your wholeness. That's when love comes, when you no longer need it to survive, but you welcome it to grow. Peace brings clarity. It helps you see people for who they are, not who you wish they could be. You no longer chase temporary comfort because you've learned that real love is steady, not chaotic. You begin to trust the timing of your life. You stop asking, when will love come to me? And start saying, I know it's on the way. That confidence, that quiet faith changes everything. So when you find yourself sitting in silence and it feels peaceful instead of painful, smile. That's not emptiness, that's readiness. You've reached a level of emotional maturity where you don't crave love from desperation anymore. You crave connection from strength, from understanding, from peace. And that's the exact energy that draws true love toward you. Because love doesn't come to rescue you. It comes to meet you where you've already rescued yourself. People who no longer serve your growth begin to fade away, and though it may feel painful at first, it's one of the clearest signs that love, real meaningful love, is making its way toward you. The truth is, before true love arrives, life starts removing everything and everyone that doesn't align with the person you're becoming. This process can be confusing because you might lose friends you thought would stay forever, relationships you thought were love, or habits you thought brought comfort. But this isn't loss, it's transformation. The universe is clearing your path so that what's meant for you can find its way easily. When people begin to fade away, it's not always because they did something wrong. Sometimes it's simply because your energy no longer matches theirs. You've grown, you've evolved, you've started to see your worth differently, and that shift changes everything. The conversations that once excited you now feel empty. The people who thrived on drama no longer hold your interest. You begin craving peace, understanding, and authenticity, and that craving naturally pushes away anyone who can't meet you there. It's not rejection, it's redirection. You're being guided toward people and experiences that match the love and light you're now carrying within. Often, the fading of people from your life feels like heartbreak, but in reality, it's protection. Every person who walks away is teaching you something important about boundaries, self-respect, and the kind of energy you're willing to allow into your space. You start to realize that not everyone deserves access to your heart. You stop fighting to be understood by those who never listened and stop explaining your worth to those who never saw it. That's growth, and growth always requires release. It's also during this time that you begin to notice who truly cares for you. The people who are meant to stay don't fade. When things get quiet, they show up with kindness, consistency, and honesty. They're not threatened by your evolution. They celebrate it. They see your growth as a blessing, not a threat. That's the kind of love that lasts. So while some people walk out, others walk in, and they bring with them peace, encouragement, and genuine connection. Those are the ones sent by the universe to remind you that you're never truly alone on your journey. The more you grow, the lighter your circle becomes. You stop carrying relationships that weigh you down. You understand that love isn't about quantity, it's about quality. You realize that real love can't exist in crowded spaces filled with false connections. It needs room to breathe, room to expand, room to grow. That's why life makes you let go of what's fake before giving you what's real. So when people start fading from your life, don't chase them. Bless them. Thank them for the role they played and move forward with peace in your heart. Their exit is not your failure, it's your preparation. The universe is creating space for the kind of love that will not only stay, but will also help you grow even more. You attract kindness and genuine connections easily when love is coming toward you, and that's one of the clearest signs that your energy has shifted. You begin to notice that people around you treat you differently, not because they've changed, but because you have. When your heart becomes softer, your spirit becomes lighter, and your energy becomes clearer, the world responds in kind. You no longer carry bitterness or pain. Instead, you carry peace and self-respect. That change radiates from you like light, and people are drawn to it. Love doesn't just show up in one person. It begins to surround you in everything and everyone. Kindness starts flowing into your life in the most unexpected ways. Strangers smile at you. Friends reach out to check on you. You find yourself having deeper conversations that touch your heart instead of shallow exchanges that drain your energy. You begin attracting people who want to add to your peace, not take from it. That's not luck. That's reflection. The energy you put out comes back to you. When you start loving yourself and treating yourself gently, life sends that same love back through the people you meet. Genuine connections come easily because you no longer wear a mask. You've learned to be authentic, to show your real self without fear of rejection. You're no longer trying to impress anyone or prove your worth. You know that the right people will recognize your value without you having to explain it. That quiet confidence makes you magnetic. It tells the world that you're no longer chasing love. You're attracting it naturally. You don't have to force conversations or pretend to be something you're not. You attract what's meant for you simply by being yourself. What's special about this phase is how effortless everything feels. The people who enter your life during this time come with calm energy. They listen when you speak. They show care without asking for anything in return, and they value your presence. These new connections feel different because they're built on mutual respect and sincerity, not on need or convenience. You begin to realize that love doesn't always have to be dramatic or painful. Sometimes it's as simple as being understood, supported, and appreciated for who you are. When love is near, the universe aligns you with people who reflect that same vibration. They're kind, compassionate, and emotionally available. They encourage you to grow, to heal, and to dream. They remind you of your worth without making you question it. You'll feel safe around them, not anxious. You'll feel seen, not judged. That's how you know your heart has entered a new frequency, one that only attracts love that is pure and lasting. So when kindness and genuine connections start flowing into your life with ease, know this love is already on its way. It's moving closer with every act of kindness you receive and every peaceful interaction you experience. The love you've been waiting for isn't coming from outside of you. It's being drawn to the love that already lives within you. You begin to love yourself the way you want to be loved, and that is the most powerful transformation of all. Before true love can come into your life, you have to become it. You have to learn to give yourself the care, respect, and understanding that you once begged others to give you. This is not arrogance, it's awareness. You start realizing that everything you were searching for outside of yourself was already within you. The moment you begin to honor your own heart, you raise your standards, not from bitterness, but from clarity. You no longer chase attention or settle for half love because you finally understand your worth. Loving yourself the way you want to be loved means speaking kindly to yourself even on your worst days. It means forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made when you didn't know better. It's taking responsibility for your happiness instead of waiting for someone else to create it for you. You stop seeing yourself as broken or unworthy and start seeing yourself as a whole, evolving human being who deserves tenderness and patience. When you reach this stage, you become your own safe space. You don't need validation from the outside world because you've learned to validate yourself from within. This kind of self-love changes everything. It changes how you talk, how you walk, how you allow others to treat you. You start setting boundaries, not to push people away, but to protect your peace. You learn to say no without guilt and yes without fear. You stop giving your energy to situations that drain you because you finally understand that your energy is sacred. That's what real self-love looks like. It's not just about self-care routines or looking confident. It's about nurturing your soul and respecting your own growth. When you love yourself the way you want to be loved, you stop tolerating things that go against that love. You no longer settle for inconsistency or emotional games. You wait for the one who will match your energy, not diminish it. The kind of love you give yourself teaches others how to love you. You attract people who mirror the same respect, compassion, and care that you show yourself. That's why self-love is magnetic. It draws in relationships that are based on equality and mutual appreciation, not dependency or insecurity. And here's the most beautiful part: when you love yourself deeply, you don't fear being alone. You find joy in your solitude because you realize that your company is enough. That peace within you becomes your power. You walk through life knowing that you don't need to chase love. You are love. Every step you take, every smile you give, every dream you pursue, all of it radiates love from the inside out. That's the moment the universe responds. It sends you someone who doesn't complete you, but complements you. Someone who doesn't take from your peace, but adds to it. Because once you've learned to love yourself the way you want to be loved, you become ready to receive the kind of love that lasts a lifetime.